Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're taking a look at the 2019 Subaru STI S209. Now this is part of the first generation of the WRX, which separated from the Impreza name in 2014, with the first gen being built up until 2021. And yeah, this is the first S-Series STI sold in the USA. In fact, it was only sold there, with only 209 being built. Cost $64,000, which is the most expensive Subaru ever, but with good reason, because it's got canyards on the front for extra aerodynamic stability. It's also got a carbon roof and a fixed carbon rear wing as well, as you can see. But it's still a fully fledged practical saloon car, as you can see here. So yeah, really rather nice interior. Everything there that you'd expect it to be. Nice amount of analog buttons as well. It's not solely relying on a screen. And yeah, you've got the usual stuff inside. You've got your a nice 6-speed gearbox. You've got all of your nice buttons. It's all very nice looking. Not you know, overly complicated, but then neither not, you know, barren either inside. And yeah, nice amount of room in the rear as well. Again, nothing spectacular here, but more than capable of being a family car, and even more so since, despite the fact it's got a massive rear wing on the back now, it's still got a sizable boot. So yeah, still a practical family saloon, but because it's more expensive and more, you know, rarer, and certainly a lot more performance focused, it's also got a lot of horsepower under the hood as well. It's the most powerful Subaru ever at 341 horsepower and 330 pounds-feet of torque from a 2.5 litre turbocharged flat 4 engine. So yeah, that is a pretty damn good amount of power, that is, and that's between 30 and 36 horsepower more than previous you know, Subarus like this. So yeah, mighty impressive increase in power. Does weigh a bit more though, at 3,485 pounds. You're talking about 100 to 200 pounds more, but yeah, more than made up for with all that extra horsepower and torque. So yeah, because this is a car that can pretty much do everything, I'm going to take it out for the drag race first. Then we'll do a bit of dirt driving, and then we'll come round and then go on the track. So yeah, let's get out there and see what it can do. Right, so here we are at the drag strip. Now this isn't the most exciting sounding car, but this more than makes up for it with its pure performance. So let's see what it can do on the drag strip. So yeah, all-wheel drive as per usual with these kind of Subarus, but that does help it get to 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Going to 0 to 100 in 11.2 seconds, and a top speed of 165 miles an hour. And we're going to pass the speed camera at 117.59, which is pretty decent. So yeah, like I said, this car can pretty much do everything. Not only can it go, you know, blitz it in terms of acceleration and top speed, but you're also, because of its all-wheel drive system and its you know, rally pretensions, able to go off-road. Obviously it's not going to be rock crawling or anything like that, but in terms of dealing with stuff like this, it's more than capable. And yeah, I love a car that can, in all honesty, a good all-rounder. And yeah, this is not only practical, it's fast, it's capable of doing this kind of stuff. It's also more than going to be livable on a day-to-day basis, purely because it does also have all-wheel drive. So, you know, ice, snow, rain, anything like that is not going to be any trouble for this whatsoever. And yeah, if the going gets tough like this, then you're going to be more than confident enough that it's going to be able to deal with it. So yeah, now we're going to get onto the track and see just how quick it can go around there. And yeah, I'm no doubt going to be a fairly good car around the track. Yes, it's not the lightest of things, but with that all-wheel drive system giving you plenty of grip, and yeah, the powerful engine giving you plenty of oomph out of the corners with the all-wheel drive system working in tandem, you're not going to be you know, struggling around any track with this, especially with all the downforce it now has going on. Not just with that rear wing, but with those canyons at the front, and all of the other aerodynamic tweaks that it's got going on. So let's just get to the track, just wander down this road, we'll cut through the pit stop, and then we'll be there. Easy enough. Right, let's get to rivals. B-class, upper level of B-class, so it's a probably not going to be the most competitive in terms of being in the B-class you know, racings, but A-Class, I imagine it will be pretty good. The only thing that will really let this down is the weight. But yeah, overall I'm really impressed by this car. This is the first car in the car pass as well. Not sure if they've included the drift vehicles in the car pass overall, but either way we've still got another 33 weeks after this car to go in the car pass with one car a week. So yeah, really looking forward to the rest of them. We've already seen 2 of them, and yeah, they are looking like really fantastic vehicles. And this is a really fantastic car as well. I'm obviously not the biggest fan of modern cars in a lot of ways, but this, like I said, is such a good all-rounder that you really can't complain about it, to be honest. The only real issue in terms of day-to-day driving might well be that rear wing getting in the way of your rear visibility, but outside of that I can't see any issues. And yeah, definitely no issues in terms of its track performance, because yeah, even though it's got all-wheel drive, it's not got massive amount of understeer. You can slide it out if you need to, and with all that power, yeah, you're not going to be struggling for straight line speed either. So yeah, really good car this. I have been a fan of previous Subaru Imprezas, WRXs, STIs, whichever name you really want to give it. But for me, this might well be one of my favourites. Obviously it does not have the charm of the older ones, but in terms of, you know, capturing the essence of what a Subaru like this can do, while also still being a modern car and, you know, a car that can probably daily with ease, I think this is, yeah, such a good all-rounder that it's hard to really argue against having it or buying it. Yes, it's rare, and yes, it's expensive, but even a more standard version of this would still be pretty damn good. So yeah, really impressed by this. I'm really glad that Subaru is still doing these kind of cars, because obviously Mitsubishi have given up with the Evo now. No idea why. Mitsubishi just really don't care about sports cars at all, or sports performance at all anymore, so which is a big shame. But thankfully at least Subaru are still, you know, waving that flag alongside Toyota in terms of Japanese cars. And yeah, this is easily one of their best. So yeah, if you don't have the car pass at the moment, then I can understand that, because obviously you've not seen that many cars that are going to be a part of it. But with this and the next 2 alone, I'm really glad I have got the car pass, because we've got the Renault Gordini coming up soon, next week in fact, and then we have the Mercury Cyclone Spoiler, whatever it's called, the week after that, which I'm really looking forward to, because that is the first old American car that we've had for a while in terms of new additions to the Forza series. So yeah, looking forward to those 2. But this as a start to the car pass is a really good one, and yeah, highly recommend getting the car pass if you haven't already, because this alone is, yeah, well worth trying out. And yeah, like I said, a good start to the car pass overall. So yeah, I like the look of it. I think it's a good all-rounder in terms of daily driving, and yeah, it's a good performance vehicle, and you can go do some off-roading as well. So yeah, no real complaints with this at all. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.